Welcome to the New Holstein Pod, where we bring you our best knowledge on circulating topics in the sports world. I'm Tyler McCoy.
I'm Tyler Petrie.
I'm Collin Hau.
And I'm Leverenz.
And I am special guest Alex Tomey.
And also the guys behind the scenes, Brennan and Joey. But before we get into things, if you want to watch, go to NFHS Network, type New Holstein into the box, or just click the link on Twitter. Today is the sixth pod of the year, and let's get right into it. Our first subject is MLB. We'll kick it off with Cheeky.
We have the Brewers making Chris Carter a free agent. Good or bad move?
I disagree. I don't see how you, even though he's had 200 strikeouts, Cheeks, I don't understand how you can just get rid of 30 home runs and big, I don't really know, just 30 home runs. How do you just get rid of that and not see that after 1 year?
But doing this, they save $15 million for a year they're not going to be in contention.
Hey, that's true.
You never know.
You never know.
I don't think it was right. Just he's only been on the team 1 year, correct?
Yeah, 1 year.
You can't base your whole career off of 1 year.
I think he fits right in Miller Park too with the home runs he hits.
I know, but strikes out too much.
Everyone's got that bad stat, Cheeks. I mean,
the Brewers led the league in strikeouts this year, which is unacceptable.
we're not in contention yet, Cheeks.
I don't care. It's unacceptable.
We will get there. We're not there yet.
What do you think over there, Tommy?
What do you think, Tommy?
I feel like it was a good decision to let him go because you can't rebuild the organization by paying a guy who struck out, 200 times?
Yeah, over 200 times.
You can't pay that guy $15 million and expect those young guys to learn how to play in MLB productively.
All right, then we got pitcher Irvin Santana signs a 2-year contract with the Marlins. The Mets and outfielder Yoenis Cespedes reach a 4-year, $110 million deal, which crushed our dreams.
There goes the
Yoenis
deal
Cespedes.
breaker.
Hey, that's what I wanted though because
I wanted him.
They shouldn't have brought him in the first place, even if they had the opportunity.
Yeah, if they had, I thought they should have just gone for it. Like you can't expect to be a World Series team without taking a few risks, like going after, especially losing the $15 million contract. There leaves that's a little opening for maybe we can get him. But at least we still have Ryan Braun. He's still the leader in the clubhouse.
Yep,
so.
the veteran.
I feel like if he was a free agent 2 years later, it'd be a perfect time to get him. I feel like we'd be wasting our money getting him now when we're not in contention yet.
Yeah, right. If he's, how many years is it contract? 5 years?
4.
4.
It'd be the perfect time to get him right there.
Well,
Please.
it takes a while to fit into a clubhouse. Maybe if it would have been next year, it would have been nice since we're probably still out a couple years of contention. But I feel like if we bought him the year that we think that we could actually make a run, we're giving up like the first 20 games of at least 500 because it's having that impact will take a little while. You don't just click like that as a team right away.
Well, there is always the 2-year opt-out deal where you can opt out, so which could be perfect timing.
I don't think he'll do that. He signed. He made his decision. I don't think he's gonna change his mind.
Brewers will
Mets
be
didn't-
making the playoffs in 2 years.
I mean, unless the Brewers are in
Quote 'em.
playoff contention, then maybe he'll think about it. But, I mean, the Mets,
Did the Mets even make the playoffs last year?
No, they did not.
they did not. But looking at their team, I think that they have a couple good veterans on their team. I mean, how old is he?
25, I think you guys said.
I
You said
have no
25.
idea.
Yoenis Cespedes?
Yeah.
He's 31.
Oh,
31,
Cespedes,
yeah.
no, he's
31.
older.
So, I mean, you think about that, in 4 years, he'll be 35. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I mean, do you really want to get another veteran with Ryan Braun
But
on that
then
team?
again, Ryan Braun's 32, so
If you think about
Yeah.
it, though, he'll be cheaper then, though.
Well,
He's
And,
older.
like-
realistically, he's 31 years old, so at this point he's looking for a title. He's looking for a ring
Yeah.
on his finger.
Yeah, that's
he's
true.
not going to come to Milwaukee with a bunch of, 19-year-olds and
yeah.
lose 100 games.
And especially if it's like mid-season and, it looks like Milwaukee definitely has a chance to make a playoff run. If we're looking at the trade deadline, I surely hope that the Brewers would not, be put into that pressure to get rid of Braun at the trade deadline. If we're doing that well, I'd say keep the team and definitely not if Yoenis Cespedes just for some reason wants to join the team. like late in July, don't make that move for sure.
I think Braun's going to be gone this year because they brought up that outfielder they got in the Lucroy deal, Brinson. So that's kind of
Where,
point.
what would happen?
They brought him up.
No, where would Braun go? What do you think?
Dodgers. That's who's interested in him right now.
To get Puig?
Puig and then like 2 pitchers that are pretty good, so it's worth it.
Oh, I mean, we do need pitching, but still, we still have plenty of years. Don't we have like through 2020 with Braun or something, or was it 2016?
No, the Brewers just need to trade.
2018.
They just need to trade everybody over 27, just gone, and
Think?
get a bunch of young pitchers, young outfielders.
So you want Braun gone?
Yes,
I know it sucks.
Bold
getting,
statement.
right.
It sucks getting rid of him because he's been there his whole
Right.
career. And he's been like the one player that wants to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And just,
How many years does he have on his contract?
I think he's got 3 left.
And that's definitely one thing that you have to look for, the dedication, which Lucroy was definitely iffy about that last year, so I think it was a good thing that we let him do that. But Braun is dedicated to the program, and like you can't just get rid of that veteran leadership. I feel like you can't do that.
We were able to get Ricky Weeks and Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun and Jonathan Lucroy in the first place by trading away all our veterans like 10 years ago, back in the day. And we made a playoff run then. We couldn't get the job done, but we had one of the best records in the MLB at the time.
Oh, that. Yeah.
So
That's a
I
fair
feel like we
shake.
need to
Alright, that's
just
a different subject.
redo that system and get back.
All right, we got some more Brewers news
I'm gonna
right
butt in
after.
quick, Cheeks. I'm gonna butt in quick. So we are not live on NFHS right now. I don't think.
We have to start over.
Just a technical difficulty, but we are live on NH Radio.
Oh
so-
my God!
No, something's going wrong. It's not them. It's some. We don't know what's going on. We're calling one of our advisors, so we'll get that figured out. But we're live on
First and
NH
last
Radio.
appearance on the pod.
We love NH Radio, so we'll continue. We'll get NHS FS up when we can. So just to let everyone know, tune into NH Radio.
All right, so right after they made Chris Carter a free agent, they go out and sign first baseman Eric Thames, who batted .317, had a .676 slugging percentage, and had 40 home runs with 118 RBIs and 13 stolen bases with a Korean team. He has had past major league experience, so
I mean, do you know how he did in the major league?
I actually have some stats up. Career stats, where are they? I think this is through 3 seasons, 3 or 4 seasons. 158 hits in 633 at-bats, 21 home runs, 62 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases, 250 batting average.
No, you look at
That's-
those numbers.
That's not
I
very
mean,
good. I don't.
that's when he was young. So he
That's true.
He wasn't in.
That was only 3-4 years ago, though.
I mean, no, I don't think anyone here really follows the Korean league that well.
No,
But
I mean,
From
it's
what I
worth
he-
a gamble. It was a 4-year deal for $15 million.
that's true.
It's worth it.
From what I hear, though, the Korean league is not nearly
it's
as
like AAA pitching, but
nearly not as good as major league. So I think his stats are blown a little bit out of proportion for major league wise, but hopefully he can still fit in the squad. And
let's be honest here. People who can't make it in the MLB, you know where they go?
Korean league.
Korean league
Or Japan.
or Japan. So we're taking a guy.
I think he's just a guy that's replacing Carter for a year, possibly.
You just said a 4-year deal.
I know, but
Four-year
Did you
deal.
just not just say 4-year deal?
Knowing the Brewers, though, they'll probably trade him away.
Well, what's the point of that? Why would we
I
do
know
that?
this is
I don't know why they
contradictory-
signed this guy.
This is contradictory to what I said earlier, but just for the time being, we do need some veteran presence in our locker room, just to make sure that the new rookies, the people that
Well,
we
let's
trade
be
for,
honest.
the
If you got a
young
guy
ones-
from Korea, is the veteran really even gonna be able
He's
to
not
talk to
from
him?
Korea.
No, he's not. He's not Korean. He's just
Not-
plays
he's
in
not
the league.
Korean.
Okay, never mind. Forget my comment.
Just be able to make sure that they handle
How
themselves
long
properly.
has he played in the MLB though?
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
But
he
That's
Chris-
not really a
no
veteran
one-
though. That's
no.
not
He
really
was
being a
nowhere near
veteran.
the
And Chris
stats.
Carter is only 25. That's not really a veteran presence, I don't
Yeah.
think. Ryan Braun is our veteran.
We need
That's very
a
true.
veteran
We will
presence
see
in our
what happens.
Or
That's
even-
what Ryan Braun is, sir.
Our head coach is our veteran. Look at Craig Counsell.
That's true.
Craig
We got that
Counsell.
3-year deal off of him. They still trust him.
We'll see what happens.
3rd year World Series run.
Probably not.
And
We
then,
hope. We can only
Playoff
hope.
run.
Playoff run.
Also, the Cubs signed outfielder John Jay for 1 year. We're not going to talk about that because it's Cubs baseball. We don't care
cares?
about the Cubs. So
We love
Yeah,
Cubs.
no one really
we
cares.
can move
Baseball.
on.
Just
We
move
can
on.
move on.
Why'd you even put that on here, Chiefs?
I don't know. It's the start of free agency. It's coming in hot.
All right.
All right, McCoy, you can start us with the next topic.
The NFL? Of
Yes.
course. So we'll have a little recap of last week with the top games. So our first game we're going to go over, Detroit gets past Minnesota on Thanksgiving. 16-13, taking the lead in the NFC North. What do you guys think about that? I mean,
Alright.
is Detroit the
That's
team
a-
to beat right now?
That was a fun game to watch.
I watched this game nearly every second of this game, and if I'm correct, was this the game where I think Minnesota was driving down the field and Detroit created a turnover or something like that? Was that this game or not?
I'm
Bradford,
not
threw,
positive.
I'm not
Bradford
sure.
threw an interception with 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah,
that
right,
must be what
right,
I'm thinking.
right. So Vikings were driving. I mean, Detroit picked that ball off. The hype was real. It was in Detroit. They drove down the field, I think a good 40 yards. Matthew Stafford always leads them in the fourth quarter. I mean,
Yep.
how many victories has he had in the fourth quarter this year? I mean, it's crazy.
Probably all of them.
Pretty much all of them.
I feel like Matthew Stafford is that sleeper quarterback that nobody expects to be good, but he's always consistent.
He's always been consistent, just like Drew Brees and
I feel like he just doesn't come up because the Lions are usually never in.
playoff contention.
Yeah.
What's their record? 7-4.
4.
Yeah.
The one problem they always have,
6
though, is a
and
bad offensive line.
Well, guess what their record is when they are losing in the fourth quarter? It's 7-4. Every single game they are behind in the fourth quarter, without fail. They are behind. They are going to lose
Yeah.
the rest of their games.
Weren't they the first team to go like 7-4 with down 7 in the fourth?
The first team ever to go 10 games.
something like
And
that.
if I'm correct, they don't really have a running game, do they? Do they?
Their main running back got hurt, but they're a passing team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Just like
Matthew
the Packers,
Stafford
but like,
throws a lot.
he's just a consistent guy. You know, I think he can lead them. I think they're
I'm
going
pretty
to
sure
take
he's
the
in the
NFC.
MVP race right now.
Yeah, he was. He was
Matthew
in
Stafford.
like the top few.
He's going to take the NFC North this year. Him and the Lions.
They're going
We'll
to lose
see.
at least 3 of
A
their
team,
last 5 games.
I'm going to be honest with you, a team that can sneak up there still is the Packers because
Yeah.
you look at their schedule yet, only hard game they got left is Seattle.
And that's
And that's like not.
And they're
the-
home.
And
they're
that's in Green
favorites
Bay,
in the
right?
rest of their
It's
games.
in Green Bay.
And we always give them a run for their money.
They're at home against the Texans, at home against the Seahawks, away against the Lions,
That'll be a
home
tough game.
against the Vikings.
Yeah, all the NFC North games are going to be do or die at
Oh,
this
yeah.
point.
Chicago's going to come out of nowhere and just ruin it for you guys.
I think we're
The
one
playoffs-
one game back of Minnesota, right? They're 6-5 and we're 5-6.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
The
you're two
playoffs
behind.
start this week for the Packers. They need to win out,
Yes,
and I believe they can do that. They are favorites going into every single game for the rest of the season.
for sure they
Except for
need
Seattle.
to beat NFC.
They
NFC
lose.
North
favorites
teams.
in
I
Seattle.
think
They're at
if
home.
they lose one game, they're out. It's going to be too hard. Because if they lose that Seattle game, 3 games left, they're down 2. It's going to be hard to beat.
This would be a nice time for Aaron Rodgers to bring out that RELAX. Let's just play our game and take it home.
No, yeah.
Hey, all right. All right.
That'd be a nice time, though.
All right.
And then we got Dallas still rolling on, beating Washington 31-26.
Ezekiel Elliott, MVP candidate now, you guys think? I mean, he's
For sure.
just killing
As
it.
much
Just
as
killing
as
it.
much as it pains me to say it, being a Eagles fan, but this Cowboys team is one of the most unstoppable teams that
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Didn't Zeke and Dak both have 2 touchdowns, or did Dak have 1 and Ezekiel had 2?
Well, either way, I mean.
They're
that's-
both really good. So.
They
Yeah,
both,
they-
like,
They won 31-26, so
Probably.
crunch the
I mean,
numbers.
usually Dallas' defense is pretty stout, too. I mean, for once where their defense wasn't playing really good, it just shows
The
that
reason
2 rookies
why-
can sometimes lead the offense to a
The
victory.
reason why Dallas's defense is so good this year is because Dak and Zeke keep their defense off the field.
That's true.
They
They run
keep
the
their
ball
defense
well.
off the field because they just have longer drives.
Because they run the
and-
ball well, too, so
Right.
time possession probably is way up for them, too.
and
Right.
one of the reasons I bring that up is because they're making it so hard for the MVP race because they're so evenly matched. Like, Dak can throw it, he can run it. Ezekiel can catch it, he can run it.
He can't throw it.
No, but
I'm
he
kidding,
can,
I'm
but he
just
can
kidding.
catch it.
Now, what do you guys think about this? If Dak Prescott did not have Ezekiel Elliott on his team, do you think he'd be as good as he is?
Yes, he would. He is a talent all by himself. He can get it done. Throwing to Des Bryant, throwing to that one dude that.
I mean, you really think about it. Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott's really good, but they have that line, so I mean,
the veteran line is what's
any,
making those rookies
any
look
running
good.
back, any running back could run well there. So I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the
I guess.
Cowboys easily have the best line in the league. Easily.
Right.
Easily.
But I mean, he's still making the plays like DeMarco Murray did 2 years ago when he was at Dallas.
Yeah.
He's still making the plays past the line of scrimmage in the second level of the defense.
Very true.
I think the Cowboys definitely made a good pick for Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. That's for sure.
Jerry Jones comes through for once.
So our third game, we're going to talk about some Miami football as they continue their win streak, beating San Francisco 31-24. Hoffy's team.
Yep, sad to see Hoffy not here to celebrate.
Didn't they have a win streak last year going into the second half of the season, and they blew it going into the playoffs as well?
I think so.
Well,
I think
so.
they blew it against the Patriots.
Tannehill always has his hot streaks.
Guess who their last game of the year? It's the Patriots.
Yeah, they always have good games,
I-
though. I
you know
feel
what?
like
You
they're
know
a
what?
nemesis for some
They
reason.
normally beat the Patriots most of the time, honestly, I think. Every time I watch them,
no.
it's either, they either give
They
them a
have
run.
really good games with
They give them a
though.
run.
Yes.
They give them a run. Maybe not beat them, but they give them a run for their money, which is...
All right, so I'm looking at their last, 6 games they had in a win streak. They really haven't played anyone that good. The 49ers, not good.
Yeah, not good.
Rams,
Not good.
not good. Chargers, not good.
Terrible.
Jets, not good.
Bills are alright.
Bills are okay, and the Steelers are pretty good.
I think Roethlisberger was injured at the time. though.
Roethlisberger was out that game, so you really... And they play the... Ravens next, which could be a good game.
Steelers are all hype.
By the way, Joe Flacco can't slide. Some of you guys have seen that.
Colin Kaepernick actually put up quite a good fight against Miami on Sunday. I was watching that. They were down to the 20 or 10 yard line, and they moved back, and it was 4th down, and Colin Kaepernick just blew it. But he gave them a run for his money, despite what everybody thinks.
Colin Kaepernick really wants to win.
He does.
But he needs to get a new haircut.
Yeah.
New team.
Possibly a landing for a trade between Colin Kaepernick and Carson Wentz.
Colin
never gonna
Kaepernick
happen,
to the
ever.
Packers. Colin Kaepernick to the Packers.
No, Cheeks, why?
Aaron Rodgers.
Cheeks, I think you should leave.
Pick.
Okay. After that debacle, we're going to move on to the 4th game. Tampa Bay shocking Seattle and winning 14-5.
I don't think it was that big of a shock.
As I was just about
Still-
to say, it's not a shock at all.
Tampa Bay is
Seattle's
good.
not that good.
Yeah, but Seattle
Jameis Winston.
is only scoring 5 points, putting up no points with that
Yeah, what
high-powered
is that? Like
offense.
that's like the third time.
Yeah,
that
but you've
Seattle's
seen
not
that.
scored 10
But
The
points.
you've seen that.
Buccaneers have Mike Evans. the GOAT.
Earlier in the season,
The GOAT.
Seattle's offense was subpar. So maybe they went on a hot win streak. Every team does
Yeah,
that.
it's still
Maybe
subpar.
now they're on that cold streak again. Maybe their offense is going to shut down for a bit, just like it did. I mean, I remember watching SportsCenter a couple times earlier in the season when Russell Wilson, was like way down in rushing yards, way down in passing yards, everything.
He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Right,
He's playing injured.
But I think now that I don't know. It's hard to predict. It's just so hard to predict.
Seattle does not have a single O lineman on their roster. That's a true statement. They don't have a single one.
What?
The sad thing
Where
about
are they
this
playing?
game,
Well, I mean, they're saying that they have O linemen, but like none of them are good at all.
That's true.
I think it comes when Seattle traded that center for Jimmy Graham.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the reason why they're bad right now.
He was the
Jimmy
leader
Graham
of
is
that
not
line, and now they have all young linemen.
Jimmy Graham was a bust.
What has he done in Seattle?
In the
Like,
2 years that he's
Nothing.
played for
Nothing.
them, he's only had one good game.
I
this
remember
year, like
3
2
years ago
ago.
when he played with Drew Brees, he was just killing it.
And look how much money they're paying for him.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
maybe he's a good blocking tight end, but
Blocking tight ends don't get paid that much money though.
yeah, I had
He
to say
shouldn't.
this though. I saw this on Twitter. It is
Twitter
sad
sphere.
when Russell Westbrook has less yards passing.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson.
Oh my
You
god.
just
He has less passing yards than Willie Snead, a receiver for the Saints, in one game. Because the Saints ran that trick play with the pitch to Snead
Yeah,
and he threw
yeah,
a
yeah.
70-yard touchdown pass.
Well, it hurts his confidence being hit on every single play.
True.
So our next game, Kansas City sneaks by Denver in overtime, 30-27. They're leading the division now.
No, they don't. They don't lead the division.
I mean, okay, never mind. They don't lead the division. Oakland does because Oakland's the best team in NFL right now.
Shut up.
Minus the Cowboys. Minus the Cowboys. But still, Kansas City, I'm just saying it right now. Cheeks isn't going to like this. They're going to be a bust.
Don't get Cheeks. Stop.
Bust?
Cheeks. Stop.
What?
Cheeks.
What?
Stop talking.
Cheeks
They-
go!
Just tell me
Cheeks
why.
go!
Just tell
Cheeks
me why.
go!
They
Tell me
will.
why.
They
Tell
will
me why.
maybe make the playoffs.
Cheeks. Stop
They
It's not
talking.
will.
even guaranteed
Cheeks.
yet.
Stop talking.
Well, yeah, because the Dolphins have not played anyone good.
They won't make the. They won't win the division.
That doesn't matter.
They'll win the division
No.
because we beat them the first time. If there's a tiebreaker in this division, Kansas City has it all day. No, you got me started.
Go, Cheeks, go.
Because
And if Kansas City does make the playoffs, they'll lose in the first
no,
round.
they will
Just like
not.
they always do.
No, they are a
Just like
Super
last
Bowl
year.
team this year.
They're not a Super Bowl
They
team.
are a
No.
Super Bowl. Don't even get me started.
They've won one Super
Where's
Bowl,
your,
correct?
why do you think they're going to be so good?
Their defense.
Their defense is
Okay, talk
stout.
about. Talk about right now.
Their
Talk about.
defen- we have Justin Houston back. We're getting all of our players back at the right time. Our offense clicks in at the right time. It doesn't give us much, but it clicks in at the right time. Did you guys not watch that game last?
Of
on-
course I
on
didn't.
Sunday?
No,
Why
I
would
did
we
not.
watch- Why would we
Because we
watch
have the-
that?
because we have
Why
the
would we
league
watch
pass.
They
that?
could get nothing done.
Kansas City's
for the
boring.
first 3 quarters.
Kansas
2
City's
minutes
boring.
left. No timeouts. Alex Smith leads a great touchdown drive. And
Yeah.
scores a touchdown.
cool story.
Wait.
To tie the game.
Let me add a sound effect. Doink off the left. Off the left field goal post.
It went
Okay.
in, though,
For the
didn't
win?
it?
Yeah.
They call that-
That's called a
win.
horseshoe.
No, that's called the win.
That's why they're not good enough.
That's called the win. He called bank.
Cheeks, you'll believe me when they don't make the playoffs.
No, I won't.
And you'll be salty. All right.
Our next
move on.
game, the team, Oakland, just makes it past Carolina, 35-32.
That
Now
was-
let's talk about the real team in that division, Oakland.
That wasn't even a good game for them.
That was such a bad game. Carolina had 100 yards in the first half. I left to go do stuff with my family like around the end of the second quarter, and I believe it was like 3-21 or something like that. And I come back, it's the fourth quarter, it's 32-32.
Oakland just put it to them right away, and then they put their foot off the gas pedal because they're looking at a long season this year,
Mhm.
going deep into the playoffs. So I think they're looking to rest some of their
All right.
players.
Obviously, all the hype's around Raiders, but do you guys think that possibly
No.
Carolina?
No.
can make the
No,
playoffs?
they're not even close.
No,
They got
definitely
seven
not.
points.
No.
Atlanta's making a playoff from that division.
Okay. I just
So our last game,
Thank you.
Green Bay comes out of nowhere, beats Philadelphia,
Comes out.
let's go.
That's not even a
27-13.
surprise.
Comes out of
All right, let me talk,
nowhere.
let me talk.
How's that a
All right.
surprise
Cheeks.
game?
How's that not a surprise game?
Just-
Green Bay off the losing streak,
All right.
beat a hot team.
The Eagles are an average.
I watched I just watched Aaron Rodgers that game. There was specifically the second touchdown pass he threw. I don't know if you guys were watching, but he put it right where it needed to be. Now, if that's not a sign of owner Aaron Rodgers, and he only had like 10 incompletions the whole game, not one interception, 2 touchdowns, led the team in rushing again. I mean, I think I think the offense is going to start clicking. The defense sucked in the beginning of the game.
Which they usually do
First
now.
drive, bang, drive down the field. But it shows that if our defense just kind of
If our defense helps us, we can win games.
Just like last couple of games, our defense was averaging giving up like 38 points or something like that, really high or 31 points or something like that. If they play good, we win. Rodgers and the offense have been scoring 20 something points, 31 points.
Yeah, our
It's just
offense really
defense.
isn't the problem. Aaron Rodgers is not putting up his normal numbers because he's not as accurate. But Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers, and our offense is still our offense. Our offense is still good either way. It just we need that help from the defense, which we're not getting. And that pass you said, that his second touchdown, was that the one to Devontae Adams
Yes.
where it was like
Yeah,
a blind?
yeah.
It was a blind catch basically.
Yeah, you put it right there.
That was an amazing catch. I just want to say that to Devontae Adams if you're listening. Shout out.
Once again, Clay Matthews is hurt.
That's all right.
They might as well
He's
get
a
rid of
wuss.
him.
He's a wuss, dude.
He got decked in that
He
play.
just gets
That
mad
was
for head and
funny.
shoulders.
Honestly, I laughed.
He
so hard
deserved
when I
that.
watched
Packer
that.
offensive
He
lineman.
deserves that.
But I was kind of mad at how the late hits against Aaron Rodgers in this game. One that really stuck out to me was the one from Fletcher Cox.
Yeah.
Late hit. He horse collars him and throws him to the ground. I was not happy with that.
Fletcher Cox cannot hold up on that play. That was all momentum.
Are you kidding me? He grabbed him by the neck and pulled him to the ground.
Here we go.
I honestly think that he should get a fine for that. That was like, I understand if you hit a quarterback, but he grabbed onto him like by the neck and he pulled him down. I may be over exaggerating, but I just was not a fan of that play at all. And it happened again. It wasn't quite as bad the next time, but there was a few late hits that were very controversial.
I'm just saying the Packers are back.
We can agree on that.
No, we can't.
Shut up, Cheeks. Move on.
Cheeks can't. We're still better than
Same
Kansas
old
City
Packer
now.
fans that get worried for
Oh, they get worried.
how they win one game against an average team and we're
Cheeks,
back.
hey,
we're back.
Cheeks, you should be
Shut
worried.
up.
You should be
Every
worried.
team has.
We're going to
a
the
losing
upcoming
streak.
week.
All
We're going
right.
to the upcoming week.
That's fair.
So, we'll say the top 5, and then we'll name the standings, and we're moving on to the NBA. So, we've got Dallas at Minnesota Thursday, Kansas City at Atlanta Sunday, Houston at Green Bay Sunday, Buffalo at Oakland Sunday, and Carolina at Seattle Sunday.
Night. Sunday
Fair,
night.
fair. Standings right now, we got Dallas in first place, the division leader. Number 2, New England. They are also their division leader. Number 3, Oakland, their division leader. 4, the New York Giants, behind Dallas in their division. Kansas City is 5th, behind Oakland in their division. Seattle is 6th, leading their division. Detroit is 7th, leading their division. Atlanta is 8th, leading their division. And then we got Miami and Denver filling up the last. I mean, do you guys think of these standings are good? Think anything should be switched? Should anyone be in the top 10? Should people be bumped out?
Well, it'd be nice if Green Bay was in.
The one team that I can see fall
No.
is the
Denver.
the Giants. Giants and Denver. Because the Giants, yeah, they've been winning, but it's not been I don't think it's really been versus good teams. They played last week. Who they play? The 0-11 Cleveland Browns.
Now
And then I'm looking at SportsCenter. Everyone's
1-15.
hyping the Giants up. Who they play? The Browns. Why are you hyping them up after like a game victory?
Because
Why,
they're on a
like,
6-game winning
well,
streak.
I know they are, but just that game, everyone's just hyping them up, and I think it's just gonna get to them, and they're gonna collapse.
It's just like the Dolphins. They haven't played anyone good.
I'm
That's true.
kind of intrigued for the Carolina and Seattle game because I feel like I didn't know that Seattle had that good of a record because I haven't heard one good thing about them this whole year. I'm kind of intrigued because I feel like since Seattle's going down that down slope in the next couple of years, I'm kind of intrigued to see how this game is going to turn out.
Well, and every single team is a professional football team. Every single player is a professional football player. Every single game should be important, and they are important to the players. And I feel any team that makes a playoff can beat any other team that makes a playoff. Well, I mean, I guess.
That's very true.
Well, this brings up a good point. So for the NFL, you had that last year where whatever thing it was, the division was terrible. They made the playoffs. Do you think they should go to where the best 6 teams are in, or do they keep this format?
Keep the format.
Keep the format.
Keep the form.
Keep the format.
Now,
That's the stupidest idea I've
Okay,
ever heard.
for the past 3 years, one division has been completely awful.
Which is the
NFC North. The NFC North is the NFC team that is. NFC division that's
and
this year.
easiest division is the Patriots. The Patriots have really made the playoffs. How many years in a row? You want to know why? Because
Bill
Petrie and
Belichick.
Tom
because
Brady
they have
and
the
their
Bills in their division. I'm pretty sure.
Bills are good.
defense is
Well, they're not that good. The Bills, the Miami Dolphins, who have sucked forever, and so have the Bills have sucked for a.
But they're on a 6-game winning
Six-game
streak. How are they
winning
bad?
But look at New England. They're what are they? 10-1, 10-2, whatever they are. Doesn't really matter.
Something like
no one can touch them.
9-2.
Their division
9-2.
can't touch them.
They're not going to win it this year.
They're
I'll tell you
9-2.
that. They're not going to win
it's
it.
going to be Kansas City, Oakland in the AFC Championship game.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Shut up.
That would be
Kansas
awesome.
City's not going to make it.
Oh my gosh.
All right. We kind of skipped Alex since he's an Eagle fan. Did you have anything to say about how the Eagles played?
They could have played better, that's for sure. Their defense is not as good as it was at the beginning of the season due to
Hey,
injuries.
that was their first loss at home too.
this is true. They just need to start being more clutch. They need to stop letting go of games after the halftime, and they just need to start winning games, letting Carson Wentz ball out.
Hallelujah.
Fair enough. Moving on to NBA. Quick recap of some last week's games. Golden State squeaks by the Atlanta Hawks 105-100. Oklahoma City slithers by the Denver Nuggets 132-129 in
That
overtime.
was a sweet game.
Brooklyn shocks the Clippers in double overtime to win 127-122. The Magic upset the Spurs 95-83, and the Bucks upset the Cavs 118-101.
Did you really have to change that? I had demolished.
It's not demolishing.
Oh my god.
That's
It's not
upsetting.
demolished. It's winning by 17 points.
Did you guys see
Oklahoma-
J.R. Smith playing some great defense? Oh my god, that was funny.
Oklahoma City is a terrible basketball team.
They have a very good point guard, I hear.
They gave up
Yeah.
129 points
I
to
heard
Denver.
I heard he's averaging a triple-double right now, but I might be
Triple doubles are
mistaken.
easy to get. No.
You were the one
According to
just
Calvin.
saying last
According
week
to
that
Calvin.
triple doubles are you base the player off of how a triple double.
Yeah,
Giannis
that's
is the
true.
greatest player because he averages a triple double or whatever.
Yeah, so Cheeks, eat your words. All right, eat them.
No,
Cheeks,
triple
yeah, you
doubles.
have to
Triple
eat a
doubles
bowl
are
of your words.
they're still one of the most important
That means you're doing everything.
statistical
You're doing
achievements
everything.
by a
Because
player.
he's the whole team. That's why.
Yeah, we can't disagree that triple
Exactly.
doubles are still hard to get, and they're still
They're very hard to get.
and they're still worthy of being noticed.
And-
But I feel like so many people are getting them now that you can't base
What do you mean so many people are getting it?
No,
There's only been
there's only been 6 other triple-doubles by the whole NBA.
yeah. The
I'll
only
eat
people
my
that
words.
are triple double this year is
I'll eat
Giannis
my
and
words.
Westbrook, basically.
And
And LeBron.
Westbrook has 8, I think.
There's only 3 players in the NBA that are getting triple doubles.
See,
right now.
that just shows that if Westbrook didn't want it, he wouldn't be able, but he wants it. He knows that he has to carry this
he has to
team.
get vengeance.
Yeah, right. So he plays hard. If you want to get 8 triple doubles within the first 3-4 weeks of the NBA season, you have to want it and play hard every game in every spot. And and it's not like he's getting 10 points, 10 rebounds. He's averaging 33 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds.
The only time that a
Just
player
crazy.
ever averaged a triple double was Oscar Robertson in the 60s. I think it was 64, 63.
He had a monster game. He scored 38 points and had 18 assists and 12 rebounds.
But if
That's almost
if
like a-
triple doubles were easy to get, MJ would have averaged a triple double. Magic Johnson would have averaged a triple double.
Right.
Shaquille O'Neal would average a triple double, even though he's not a passer.
But he could have been because
Right.
he had Kobe on the
They're-
perimeter.
They're not easy to get at all, and they are a great achievement for every player that gets them.
And I guarantee that Russell Westbrook, if he could, he would play the Golden State Warriors every single night just to show how much he wants MVP, get back at Kevin Durant, and just for leaving the team. I definitely think that he'll be MVP this year for how he's playing.
And he got robbed of it last year.
Yeah.
He's got that Mamba mentality. He just wants to win
Yeah.
every game.
Mamba.
Mamba.
Period.
So we got some injury news. Grizzlies point guard Mike Conley out 6 to 8
My
weeks
fantasy team.
with a back fracture, and Nick Young is out 2 to 4 weeks with a calf strain.
No, what I'm really sad about is Nick Young. He hit a buzzer beater a week and a half ago. He stole a pass from a guy like Kobe would and shot it. Saw a meme somewhere saying, "I'm proud of you, son," because he stole his pass.
Yeah.
But it's sad for him. I remember he played for the Clippers. He played for the Clippers a couple of years ago, and he started. He's either the 6th man or started, and he averaged 15 points a game. Now, last year and the year before that, he just wasn't on nowhere. Swaggy P just wasn't Swaggy P.
No,
And-
he shot a 3-pointer instead of running back to the other side and didn't even look. And he
Right,
missed.
exactly.
He started celebrating.
Nick Young is
But he's
not a
back.
good basketball player.
He's not. He is not a good basketball player, but he's playing better. And I'm
He's
sad.
Swaggy P.
And they say with Mike Conley, Grizzlies. I don't think the Grizzlies made the playoffs last year, did they?
No, yeah, they did.
Okay, they
were
did.
the eighth seed.
They squeaked in.
With a bunch of
But-
injuries, so.
Conley was, I think, injured last year. Only did not average nearly what he normally averages. And this year, he's on my fantasy team. He's averaging 19 points a game, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, couple 2 steals. That's really good. And now he's out 6 to
I
8
feel
weeks.
like it's
Just-
really amazing that Grizzlies made the playoffs last year because they had 32 roster changes.
Yeah.
They had 32 different starting fives throughout the season. That's just insane. And for them to make the playoffs, I feel like they should be proud of
And
it.
can we just say that Anthony Davis is tearing it up, even though his team sucks? He's averaging 38 points in the last
They're like
7 games.
6 and 12.
I know, but he's averaging 38 points in the last 7 games.
Mike
That is
Conley
crazy.
may be good, but Giannis is better.
All right, you can.
Just
be quiet.
shut up.
He is.
Just shut up.
Did we get to the?
We
did
didn't.
Did we
You
get to
just
the
can't-
Bucks game yet?
We never really talked
We haven't
about
gotten
it.
any.
Yeah, exactly. So wait.
We did do
I can't wait.
All right,
talking
Cheeks,
about 'em.
Yeah, let's hear your
Yeah, Chief,
rant.
we're
on the
not
Bucks
going
game.
to interrupt anyone. Just go.
All right. Cavs, Bucks. Cavs came in thinking it was a easy game. Don't have to try.
Because it wasn't, because they
Hey, no,
lost.
just let him go. Let him go.
Giannis, 34 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists,
Nah, triple double.
5 steals, 2 blocks. Had a great
a lot of
game.
turnovers, though.
Tony Snell had a great game. Everyone had a great game, including Thon Maker, the GOAT.
I've got 7 words for you. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Thon Maker, and Birdman Anderson.
Oh,
And the only reason why they won that game was because for once they were all on. If they're not all on, they lose.
no, the reason they won is they brought the energy.
They need to
Yeah,
play.
exactly,
They need to
about the
play like
energy.
this every single game. If they play like
Yeah,
they play
if they
against
play
the
like
Cavs
that
and
every
they
single
play against
game,
the Warriors,
but they don't.
They won.
They're
that.
not consistent.
Well,
When
they
the-
did.
When
They
the
did
Bucks
start.
do good is when they get turnovers.
Giannis
They're a
is
great transition.
Giannis is consistent,
yes, they are.
but no one else is consistent on the team.
They did start the game 15 points down though in the first quarter. To be fair.
Jabari's consistent.
Jabari
He's
is
averaging
consistent.
18 a game.
Fine, 2 players.
Jabari is a steady 18 points a game.
He
That's
has
very-
improved a lot. He's been.
They've got
playing
a lot
really
of
good.
solid players. It's just a matter of
it'll
Like
come.
Tony Snell is really good, but
Yeah.
he's just
yeah. Tony Snell's
He
good.
hasn't
Giannis
really-
is good. Jabari's good. Greg Monroe's getting better.
He's gonna be gone. You know it.
It's just a
because-
matter of playing as a team, and
you got.
hopefully we're seeing.
Is
Hopefully we'll
Giannis
see
gonna
that.
challenge Zach Levine for the dunk contest.
No,
this
Giannis.
year?
I don't.
If it's any
Maybe.
relation to 2 years ago, then
Jabari's gonna be in it
or a
this
year
year.
ago, 2 years ago,
I-
whatever it was.
He has another 2 years of athleticism, though.
Jabari will be in it this year because he has never been in it yet, and he's dunking like crazy.
He only has 1 ACL, though. So I mean, I don't think Jabari's gonna risk his career over a All-Star event.
ACL.
That's fair.
Then up this coming week, we got Cleveland at Chicago. LeBron James has to pay up his bet of the World Series with the Indians losing. He now has to wear a full Cubs uniform into the United Center when they arrive.
I look forward to that.
That's going to be such a big deal.
Yeah, it actually
That's gonna be
is.
the talk of the night.
I was really looking forward to seeing Dwayne Wade in an Indians uniform, but that's not gonna happen.
We all were, I
3-1
believe.
lead.
Any Cubs fans here?
No.
No, because if I was, I'd be a bandwagon.
And then we got the Clippers
Let's not
at
get into that.
Cavs,
We don't want to get Cheeks mad.
Atlanta at Toronto, Cleveland at Toronto, and Spurs at Bucks. Now the Spurs
Alright.
are a team that's not playing really good right now.
But the Spurs,
Spurs are always a good
the
team.
Spurs,
They're barely winning their games.
I don't care.
I feel like
Winning is winning.
we just need to give more minutes to Thon Maker. He should
That's
play
true.
like the entire fourth quarter.
Right.
But
Cheeks.
our problem
Cheeks,
is
but
we
listen.
have too many centers. We got to get rid
But
of
listen,
Trade-
so why do you
trade
want
out
Yeah,
Brook?
that's
Thompson.
why-
So why do you
that's
want
why
Brook
Monroe's
Lopez?
gonna
So
be
why do you
gone.
want Brook Lopez then?
them. Because we're going to get rid of John Henson and Monroe for Brook Lopez, which will solid up that rotation.
But listen, Cheeks, if you're the Spurs, you're not winning by a lot, but you're winning. Now say if the Bucks were winning but not winning by a lot, you'd say they're doing really good, right?
Cheeks says they're doing good when they lose by
Right.
30
We should
every night.
trade
But
Tony Snell, Greg Monroe, and our first round pick
no,
for
we
DeMarcus
cannot
Cousins.
get rid of Tony
Oh,
Snell.
DeMarcus Cousins,
Oh.
I like that.
No,
Can we get that?
No, we cannot get
We
rid of
probably
Tony
could get
Snell
that.
right
I
now.
feel like they'd accept that trade.
He's being
Yeah.
a solid backup, replacement for Chris
Yeah,
Middleton.
He
but
is.
Boogie Cousins is
No,
Boogie
Cousins is a waste of money.
Boogie Cousins.
Boogie Cousins is a waste of money.
So we're going to go over the standings. Number 1, the Warriors. 2, the Cavaliers. 3, the Spurs. 4, Clippers. 5, Raptors. 6, Bulls. 7, Grizzlies. 8, Rockets. 9, Celtics. And 10, Thunder.
Where the Bucks at?
13.
They're not on there.
Cheeks, what the heck? You just said, oh, the Spurs are a bad team. They're barely winning their
They're
games.
14
They're
and four.
third right now.
They're barely winning the
What
game.
if that was the
Who
Bucks?
cares?
We're barely
They're
winning the
14 and
games.
four.
If the
14
Bucks
and
were
four.
14 and 4, winning by 1 every game,
You'd be happy.
You'd be like, oh yeah, they're the best team in the league right now.
Yep.
Spurs are gonna lose against the Bucks. I'm telling you.
But we're not.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
not saying that.
We need to go to a commercial break.
No.
So, our
We're
trivia
not
question,
saying that, Cheeks.
Our trivia question is, when was the last time Wisconsin was ranked in the AP top 10 for college football?
I know it.
And I'm not going to be around to
Tweet
answer
it.
this one, so
Tweet it for
somebody
us.
step up.
Tweet it to the Twitter sphere,
Would you have fun?
Podcast NH, and we'll be back after a quick 2-minute commercial.
Giannis hits a game winner.
Our trivia question: how long is actual play time in a 3-hour MLB game?
My prediction. After the game, a meteor will strike planet Earth, and the world will end. At that point, Cubs win. It's over.
possible.
Welcome back. So we're going to go right on to NCAA football. Our first recap of last week. Number 1, unranked Iowa embarrassed number 16 Nebraska 40-10. Number 2, unranked Air Force stunned number 19 Boise State 27-20. 3, number 6 Wisconsin cruised past unranked Minnesota 31-17. 4, number 1 Alabama gets it done against number 13 Auburn 30-12.
In the Iron Bowl.
Number 2 Ohio State wins it in double overtime against number 3 Michigan 30-27. Speaking of that last game, in overtime, JT Barrett ran it. He got hit right at the first down. Was it a first down?
It was the first down, but there was pass interference on that.
That
same
was a
drive.
first down.
The reason why they lost that game was because of the pass interference, not because of the first down.
And Jim Harbaugh is upset. Oh, wait. And Nick Saban likes to run errands when he's doing a press conference.
Not Nick
You see that?
Saban. Not Nick Saban.
Not Nick Saban. What's his name?
The milk, Grandma.
What's his name? It's not Nick Saban.
Ohio State head coach.
Urban Meyer. He pisses me. No, just. I'm sorry.
I mean, so we'll go over the upcoming week quick. So probably the most important game, number 6 Wisconsin versus number 7 Penn State in the Big Ten Championship Saturday at 7 p.m. This is huge for Wisconsin. They have to win this game. What are you guys' views
Wait,
on
this
that?
is Saturday. I'm gonna have to watch that game.
I mean, it's the Big Ten championship. We have to win if. Oh.
Yeah, if
I mean, it's the Big Ten championship. We have to win.
need
if we
to- this
lose,
is a must-win
we're
game.
done. We're done. We lose.
Do or die.
You have to win out.
Playoffs start this week for the Badgers.
No, the playoffs started a couple weeks ago. They had to win every game, pretty much.
This is true, but
The playoffs started since
playoffs start
LSU.
now.
If you look at the
Yeah, really, right?
Clemson's got to lose for sure. Washington's got to lose. They're gonna need a lot of help. The odds are not for them.
all right. So I'm on 538 right now. Very great site. I go on it a lot when I'm supposed to be doing a push. Big shout out if Mr. 538 is watching. If Wisconsin wins, they have a 57% chance to make the playoffs.
Really?
It's very good.
First they gotta win with maybe an Alex Hornibrook gone.
No, they have to win with their
Playing.
defense.
Yeah, they definitely have to win with the
It doesn't
defense.
matter what quarterback they have. They have to win with their defense.
They would be such a better team if they had.
Everyone's
Of
such a better
course.
team if they have better players.
Of
not
course.
And
most of the time.
if either Clemson or Washington lose this week, Wisconsin is going to make the playoffs 100%.
If either one of them?
If either
What about
one
Michigan?
of them lose.
What about Michigan?
Michigan-
Who they play? Who they
ahead
play?
of them,
Who they play?
Michigan's 5th right now.
Washington plays Colorado and Clemson plays
Ooh,
Virginia Tech.
Washington could lose that game.
Here.
Colorado's
listen-
good.
Here, we'll listen to the games quick. So, I mean, Alabama could lose this, but it's very unlikely. So
They're a lock already. They're
number
a
one
lock.
Alabama faces number 15 Florida in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Number 10 Oklahoma State at number 9 Oklahoma for the Big 12
That
championship.
is a great game.
Number 8 Colorado versus number 4 Washington for the Pac-12 championship, and number 3 Clemson versus number 23 Virginia Tech for the ACC championship. So obviously these championship games are all going to be stacked in very good football. Just the last two I said, we need them. We need Washington or Clemson
You're looking
to
at
lose.
the number 3 Clemson versus number 23 Virginia Tech. I just don't see Clemson losing. Deshaun Watson's on a tear right now. He just passed up Lamar Jackson.
I see him
They
losing.
have a 20%
Virginia
chance of
Tech's
losing.
got a very good defense.
He just passed up Lamar Jackson. He's just gonna roll. I think you got to depend on Colorado being Washington.
Both of them need to lose for the Badgers to make
Wait,
it.
both of them need to lose?
No, they don't.
No, only one
That's
of
what
them.
I think. That's what I think.
I don't know.
Michigan will still
No,
make
they
it
don't.
because they
No,
beat
I get a
us.
feeling Michigan is just done now because they don't have a game this weekend, and Wisconsin's gonna make it look better if they can put something up against Penn State.
Wisconsin is 5th in the rankings. They're next man up. If Washington drops out, Wisconsin is making the playoffs.
Wisconsin's
And there's
sixth.
going to be 2
I thought
Big Ten teams.
Michigan was
Wisconsin
fifth.
is 6th. Michigan's 5th.
Okay, Michigan's not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel Michigan may be ranked 5th.
They're not a real 5th team.
Thanks, Joey.
Hey, Joey.
Yeah, that if you heard that sound, that was Joey falling off a hoverboard.
Shout out to Joey
The Swagway.
for ruining my hoverboard.
So we're going up to the standings. Number 1 Alabama, 2 Ohio State, 3 Clemson, 4 Washington, 5 Michigan, 6 Wisconsin, 7 Penn State, 8 Colorado, 9 Oklahoma, 10 Oklahoma State. I have a question. I'm going to start with Cheeks. Let Cheeks talk. Let everyone talk. Cheeks, who's in?
For the playoff?
Yep.
Alabama will take care of business like usual.
Tell me.
Ohio
Stats. 1, 2,
State.
3, 4. Say
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, Alabama. 2, Ohio State. 3, Clemson. 4, Wisconsin. I'm going with it. Wisconsin.
That's true.
4 is Wisconsin.
Kelvin,
Here's the Big Ten's year.
who's in?
I had Wisconsin and Ohio State in the
terrible.
championship, but I was
Who's
told
number 1?
Alabama,
2,
Ohio State.
3.
You're putting me on the spot here. I need this.
3.
Clemson,
4.
Wisconsin.
Tell me. Number 1,
Alabama,
2,
Clemson,
3,
Ohio State,
4.
Washington.
Oh!
Colin, number 1,
Number 1, Alabama.
2,
Clemson.
3,
Ohio State.
4.
Ohio State's not in the championship game. That's why. Wisconsin.
I feel like the selection committee would put a 1-loss Washington in the playoffs before they put 2 Big Ten teams in the playoffs.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say Alabama, number 1. Number 2, Ohio State. 3, Washington. 4, Wisconsin.
Clemson, you're taking Clemson.
Clemson's going to lose.
So you're banking on that Clemson's going to lose to Virginia Tech, right then?
Clemson's going to lose to
Washington's
Virginia Tech.
going to lose. That's the only team that's going to lose this
That's a
week.
bold prediction.
Hear this crazy scenario. If Clemson and Washington both lose, it'll be
Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Wisconsin.
Colorado.
Really?
That's the playoffs.
Really?
Colorado
Wow.
That'd be
isn't
crazy.
that good.
Colorado
Yes,
comes
they
in.
are.
What if
I don't know
Alabama
where it makes
loses?
the
What if
playoffs.
I don't know
Alabama
about
loses?
you guys, but I feel like Penn State should not be in the
Alabama's
top
not
10.
Why?
If
Why?
Alabama does
Because
They
lose,
beat Ohio State.
That's the only team
They
that
didn't beat
played
Ohio
that was
State.
good.
lose, they're still gonna make the playoffs.
Who else
They
did-
beat
who-
no one
look up
else
the schedule
good.
right now. Who else did they play?
Alright, I'll look it up right now. They beat no one else that was good.
Oh,
Alright.
Washington?
No, Penn State.
Oh, Penn
Oh,
State beat Ohio State.
That's it. That's basically it.
Yeah, and Washington, who did they really play?
They played no one either, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, here's their schedule: Kent State, Pittsburgh, Temple. They got their butt
Michigan.
kicked by Michigan, 49-10.
Minnesota's good.
They barely beat Minnesota by 3. They beat Maryland. They beat Ohio State. They beat Purdue. They beat Iowa. They beat Indiana. They beat Rutgers.
Yes, they did.
They-
I'll look up the record right now.
They played 2 ranked teams that whole time. And they got their butt kicked by
Look at
one of them.
Washington's. I don't know how many ranked. They played 1 or 2, I think.
They played all trash teams. They should not be top 10.
That's what I feel like also is going to come in. So we're going to move on to, we're going to skim through some NCAA men's. Quick recap of last week.
Minnesota won 8-4 overall.
That's why they weren't ranked.
But they didn't play anyone good.
Number
Doesn't
4, North Carolina beat number 16, Wisconsin, 71-56. Unranked South Carolina won big against number 25, Michigan, 61-46. Number 10, Louisville snuck past unranked Old Dominion, 68-62 in overtime. Number 20, Baylor wins big against number 24, Michigan State, 73-58. Unranked Butler upset number 8, Arizona, 69-65. Number 20, Baylor upset number 10, Louisville, 66-63. Unranked Temple upset number 19, West Virginia, 81-77. Unranked South Carolina upset number 18, Syracuse, 64-50. Number 17 won big against number 22, Syracuse, 77-60.
Who's number 17? What, Wisconsin?
Yes. And number 10, unranked Valspararo upset number 21, Rhode Island, 65-62.
No, the Wisconsin versus Syracuse game, Nigel Hayes almost had triple-double.
Yes, he did.
The coach even put him in to shoot a free throw at the end of the game to get 10 points, but...
He blew it.
Wow,
blew
he
it.
finally played good for a game. That's a surprise.
And the funny thing is, you'd think he'd be one short of assists or rebounds. No, it's points. That's weird.
Well,
You don't
he
really
can't
see
shoot.
that.
He
That's what I
can't
was thinking,
shoot.
too.
Yeah, he needs to drive to the rim more.
Yeah, he takes too many perimeter shots.
Ethan Happ is winning Player of the Year.
No,
Big Ten player of the year.
No.
He
Big
went
Ten,
off, too.
Yeah, probably Big Ten. Yeah, but North Carolina looks like a solid team to me.
North Carolina's going all the way.
They're
this
going to
year.
be a force to be right. It's going to
I
be.
had them in the... They made the finals last year.
Yeah,
The Final Four
They were in
last
the
year, they sure did.
They made
They
the
were in the
championship.
championship
Game. Yeah, I
against
had
Villanova.
them in there. Yeah,
Yeah, but
and I
my
think they'll do it again.
championship games will be Kentucky, North Carolina.
That Villanova North Carolina game was one of the greatest basketball games of all time.
Yeah, true.
So for our upcoming week, we got number 15 Purdue at number 14 Louisville tonight at 6:15. Number 3 North Carolina at number 13 Indiana tonight at 8:15. Unranked Oklahoma at number 17 Wisconsin Saturday at noon. Number 11 UCLA at number 1 Kentucky Saturday at 11:30. Number 25 West Virginia at number 6 Saturday at 11:30. Number 7 Xavier at number 9 Baylor Saturday at 2:30. And number 8 Gonzaga at number 16 Arizona at 4:30. Any of these games you guys want to watch?
I want to watch the North Carolina Indiana game and the UCLA Kentucky game.
That's what I was
Both
thinking
of those are
too.
going to be very good games. But I think one of the most exciting games are going to be Xavier and Baylor. That's going to be a great game.
UCLA. I mean, last year before that, I don't think they were really that good. I mean, this year,
They've got Lonzo Ball.
yeah, this year he's their player. He's their guy.
He's a
I mean,
He's a crazy
if
man.
Kentucky were to lose, I mean, they'll probably lose sooner or later in the season, but maybe this could be their first loss, you think, or not?
They're not going to lose.
no.
They're too good.
Is it at Yeah, it's at Kentucky. Yeah.
UCLA is going to give them a game, but
They're,
they're not going to.
they're too
be
good.
doing
They
enough
have
to
9 All-Americans. I don't know. I don't see them losing this year.
UCLA is going to go deep into the big dance this year.
Fair.
The big
The
dance.
big dance.
I feel Gonzaga's going to lose.
Gonzaga.
Whatever.
It doesn't
Arizona
matter.
State.
Gonzaga.
And Virginia's going to lose too. To West Virginia.
Who does Virginia really have for impact players? You guys
They're
know?
they're one of those quiet teams every year. That
I don't
just
think they really have any.
I mean, they're always like 1 to 3 in the March Madness, but I never know anybody on their team.
I mean, we did get the man, the myth, the legend, Malcolm Brogdon from Virginia.
We love
He's
it.
playing really good.
He's really good.
Yeah. Maybe
should
a
be in the
candidate
top 5
for a
for Rookie of the
runner-up
Year.
of Rookie of the Year. Behind Joel Embiid.
I sure think so. I think that's what's going to happen.
I sure think so.
So the standings right now. Number 1 Kentucky, 2 Villanova, 3 North Carolina, 4 Kansas, 5 Duke, 6 Virginia, 7 Xavier, 8 Gonzaga, 9 Baylor, and 10 Creighton. I gotta say, Creighton is probably surprising me here. I never even heard of them besides when they beat Wisconsin. So, what do you guys think?
I always knew that they were a pretty good team. Pretty not good, but solid team. I think they've I think they've been in the Big Dance for a couple of years now, but they just haven't really had an impact season where they were just top 10 going in there, number 3 or 2, 6 seed even there. They've always been like that 8 or 9 seed, but they're very good. They're
They've
very
got a
big
squad,
surprise.
but they should really enjoy the winning while it lasts, because once the regular season ends, it's all going to be downhill.
But they had Doug McDermott, the man. He could not miss
Dougie
in college.
McBuckets.
Wasn't his dad the
Wait,
coach?
does he still
He
play for the
still is.
Bulls? Does he
He
still
still
play
is.
for the
Yeah,
Bulls?
he does still play for
He
the
really
Bulls.
doesn't do anything for him, but I guess he's getting paid, so
That's always nice.
yeah.
Now we're
That's-
gonna move. Oh, Kevin, you got one more thing.
I was just gonna say, for a lot of those college players, money's enough, even if you're not playing that
Yeah,
well.
true.
I want to bring up this one thing. I know McCoy's going to get all pissy for me wasting time, but what do you guys feel about young studs going to foreign countries like Australia and playing in their professional league?
Instead of ours?
Getting paid instead of having to eat ramen noodle for an entire year at college and having to study and having to do homework.
Oh, they're getting paid too.
They're getting paid. They're in
Yeah.
a professional league. They're getting experience.
Really?
And then they get drafted in the NBA.
Are there any pros that have?
Emmanuel
Do you know any pros
Mudiay.
that have done that? Mudiay?
Yeah. Emmanuel Mudiay, Tim
I-
Duncan.
I
Tim
think
Duncan
you
did that too. Really?
I think you just cracked the code for all this. Oh, college players. Oh, we don't get paid.
Well, go to Australia.
Just go to a foreign
If
country.
you're not good enough,
go to the
then
Korean League.
Sucks to suck. Go to the Korean League. Yeah.
Tim Duncan graduated from Wake Forest. He didn't graduate, but he went to Wake Forest.
That boy.
Wise words of Alex Tomey.
I mean, that was kind of a cool
A
statistic.
legend.
So we're gonna move on to the local sports. Boys basketball won the holiday tournament for the second consecutive year, beating Sheboygan Lutheran and Sheboygan South. Which, I mean, that's huge for New Holstein. Both D1 schools, I think. D4 beating a D1, that's always huge. I think
Yeah.
that shows. I think that shows up big. Hopefully, this upcoming season is gonna show it too when we play in the conference.
For the past 2 years, last year and this year, Nolan Byrne played huge in this
30
tournament. Last year,
points.
33 points against Sheboygan South, the D1 team. In those 2 games, he's already averaging 29.5 points per game. Do we see Nolan Byrne? Obviously, I think he's going to definitely be their player this year, but do we see him keeping these big numbers, like around 30 points per game, a 680 field goal percentage?
60%.
He's 5 for 7 on threes already.
Wow, that's
For a center,
I
gonna
watched him.
keep
I
this up.
watched him last year. I mean, I played freshman ball last year, but I remember watching the varsity games every day. I mean, he could always step out there and shoot that ball. But I mean, if he can really include that to his game this year and shoot as a high percentage, he'll be unstoppable. He can shoot
And
post
he-
moves are unstoppable. He can
First
shoot
of
the jump
all,
shot and
I like to say Nolan Byrne is killing it, but we have 5 players averaging 10 points per game.
we do.
That's
Yeah.
huge. Huge.
And I think we're gonna get that almost every game.
yeah.
It's hopefully in conference for sure, because we have a lot of young and veteran talent.
Yeah, I mean, with Nolan in the middle too, people are gonna know. Okay, Nolan, but we gotta stop him. Well, that's gonna let like people like Dylan James or
Mhm.
Ryan Steffes hang on that 3-point line and shoot that 3, and they can shoot it.
Yeah. The one thing I love about Nolan Byrne is he has talent, but it's not just talent. He has an amazing work ethic. If you come in the morning, he'll probably, like if we had an open gym, he'd probably be there, or he'd be in the weight room every morning doing calves or arms, or he does everything. He works shooting for hours and hours throughout the year. It's just amazing to watch him, and
He is a great scorer. He's also a tenacious rebounder, averaging 8.5 a game. I feel
very
like
very
that's
technical player.
It's very good for our success, being able to get on that run.
I think he'll get noticed by a lot of college prospects.
Yeah, that's how you get to college. It's just a lot of hard work.
Well, he is a college prospect. He'd get noticed by
Yeah.
recruits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're-
College
you get
recruits.
the
I'm
idea.
sorry.
Next up, our other, some girls basketball. Last night, lost to Chilton 53-26. Hard loss. Hopefully we can get a win coming up here.
Once
The
again,
streak
just the
will
turnovers.
end.
Just the turnovers.
The
Yeah,
streak
they
will
had
end this year,
turnovers.
that's for sure. We would give you some stats, but we haven't gotten any stats on with sports yet, and we'll be looking forward to that.
Also, tune into our broadcast tomorrow night at the Waupun game for some guys basketball.
Cheeks, you have something to say?
We are going to beat Two Rivers the next game.
Yes, we are.
They
Hopefully.
are not that good.
They are not. This is a revenge
We can
game
do it.
for our boys
We can do
basketball
it.
program.
As long as we can handle the press they're going to give us, we should be good. Because that's the one thing we cannot do. We cannot handle the press.
Tune out the noise. Kobe Bryant, play like the Mamba.
I like the Mamba.
Play like the Mamba.
Well, that is it all for now. Thank you to Brendan and Joey behind the scenes and our special guest, Alex Tomey.
For sure. Thanks for
The
having me.
best, Tommy.
Hopefully we'll see you back here again.
We'll have you on again.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Don't forget to
As long as
follow
you
us
want
on
to.
the Twitter sphere.
Did anyone answer the trivia question?
Nobody, not that I've seen so far.
Well, because
Well, 'cause Tomy's here, so-
on Twitter. So.
Don't forget to follow us on the Twitter sphere at PodcastNH. Also join us next week at nhradio.caster.fm or nfhsnetwork.com. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Holstein Sports Podcast. Also, tune in tomorrow to our live stream of the Waupun men's basketball game.
We out.